Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
It's like a British penny, I think, right?
Is
it's
it?
definitely
Yeah.
British money.
Because I was talking about the band Sixpence None the Richer, and I don't know what a pence is.
now I'm on a webpage. If you could see it, you would not trust it. It just says ahead it says old English money, and there's like one
It's
guys
like
with the hats.
you asked the internet a question the internet wasn't ready for, and it's just jumbling together and answer it real quick.
Yeah, it's a unit of money, and I think
Okay.
it's an old unit because I don't think people use it anymore because they use the euro or whatever.
Oh, got it.
And
It's
that's
just
basically what this
band.
webpage peters out.
That's why the band was called that, because it wasn't a unit they use anymore, I guess.
Yeah, they weren't richer. None of them. We should introduce the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, fantastic guest, stand-up comic. He's the co-producer of what I personally believe to be the best LA quote-unquote show in the SoCal region, Bear City. He's an awesome comic. He's been a friend of mine for a very long time. I'm very happy to have him here, Mr. Trevor Hill. Trevor, how are you doing, my guy?
Good, yeah, man. Chilling. Thank you guys for having me on.
Of
We're glad you're here.
Also, new dad, Trevor Hill.
New dad.
Oh,
for sure.
congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. It's been hectic, but it's been good.
How
good.
new? Like we talking?
3.5 months.
Okay,
3.5
so
months
pretty
old,
new,
yeah.
pretty fresh.
Yeah, super fresh.
Well, Trevor, we should jump straight into our first segment that we do on every podcast. It's actually a segment we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. And you're originally from Santa Cruz, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so we actually looked up some Craigslist posts from the Santa Cruz
Ooh,
Craigslist.
nice.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, because we're going to look at a couple of these posts, I'm going to read the title to three. You're going to pick the one you for sure don't want to click on, like an automatic Fuck This Place. And we'll look at the other two and decide if we would work there or not.
Okay.
Make sense?
Trevor, can I ask you, what was it like growing up in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, it's interesting to meet people who are from places that people visit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's because I feel like every person I ever meet, it's like, oh, I love Santa Cruz. I was there for 36 hours. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's go for 36 hours.
Yeah.
It's a nice town, but it's just kind of small and not very diverse and kind of pricey. But I moved to the Bay from there. And so the housing prices weren't a shock to me too much.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
They're still higher somehow, but only by like 10% instead of like 50 if you're moving from like, I don't know, Iowa. We'll dig into it later. I feel you. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, and there's a lot of people like, Asheville. I'm like, I'm sure you love the Airbnb you stayed at. I'm sure you loved it.
I stayed.
You didn't go to the orange peel every single night.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, correct.
I was going to say, though, I love the Airbnb I stayed at in Asheville, North Carolina. I will say that.
I bet you fucking do.
As Chase was doing an impression of me, I love Asheville. I've been there once. I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, I get it. When you go on vacation, you think like, what if I was a better person? You know, what if I led a different life? And the truth is you're not going to live a different life. You're going to move there and you're going to be the same piece of shit you were before. And it's not a problem, you know, but it is a problem if I think if you assume that's the reality. I'm going to step off my high horse and I'm going to read the title. So there's three titles. You're going to pick the one you for sure don't want to look at. So title number one is Steward. Speaking of Steward for Airbnb.
Okay.
Title number two is Help Me Build Ponds and Waterfalls. Title number three is Mystery Spot Tour Guide, !
Ooh.
So which one of you for sure not want to click on this Airbnb Steward, the building ponds, like helping thing, or famed Mystery Spot Tour Guide?
I might cut out the mystery spot. I feel like it's the most interesting one, but in reality, it would suck.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I think you've got an accurate read on that.
It's just illusions.
Yeah, correct.
You're just leading people astray every day.
Yes.
Oh, this was just a lonely old lady.
And we know why she's sad, because she's alone here. Okay, well then let's jump straight. We'll go straight into the Airbnb situation, because that's what I want to do. So we're going to look at, again, title number 1 is steward for Airbnb. And there are no photos, which I feel like would help, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I know that you have them if you run an Airbnb. So quit holding out. But there's no pictures, and the text just begins for the ad. And it says, we're looking to hire someone who would be a skilled steward of an Airbnb in Santa Cruz. Our meaning of being a steward is creating sacred space by clearing and cleaning what was left behind from the departing guests. So cleaning. Then polishing, fluffing, smoothing, adjusting everywhere to present.
Red flags right there.
We are stacking the red flags. If these are pancakes, this would be too much.
Smoothing.
We're smoothing and adjusting
things
everywhere, not just somewhere. You could smooth the carpet everywhere to present the finishing touches to honor the new guests. and then I think the red flags really keep stacking here. In the next paragraph, it says, could be a spiritual teaching or practice for you.
What?
Dude, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Cleaning with awareness, noticing details, having a clear eye for beauty, comma, and balance. You didn't need a comma there. I have an eye for your commas. All this while noticing where your thoughts can take you and coming back to where you are now, which, by the way, is cleaning up someone's Bud Light cans.
They're pitching me my own thoughts while I'm at work.
Yeah.
Think
Egregious.
Whatever you want while you're here. I can't tell.
Come back to where you are now, which is working for me. It is helpful to have. Sorry. I'm mad. It is helpful to have achieved efficiency and found meaning in this focused physical act of creating and sustaining a beautiful place for yourself and guests to be in.
Dude, that's so weak.
Okay, then we're getting into some nitty gritties here. We're just going to leave all that mishmash behind, and I'm sure we'll loop back. And it says, this is just facts. There's a 1-bedroom apartment and a studio that doesn't have a kitchen next door to each other. We have between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. before next guests arrive. These are all things that I'm glad you're saying, I guess. Studio usually takes 1.5 to 2 hours. Apartment, 2.5 to 3 hours. 3 hours. I guess you're right.
It's mostly smoothing.
It's a lot of smoothing.
A lot of sanding.
Folks, I hope you brought your floor buffers, because we are smoothing the shit out of these quilts. Pay is flat rate per job. Studio is 70, apartment is 100. So I'm guessing that you're going to get 170, right? They want you to do both. Schedule is determined by how long a guest is staying. There will be a few people participating so as to have backup and days off. Yeah. It sounds very strenuous to at least talk to you. Average stay is 2 nights. I'm sure it's all weekends. There are a few people participating. So as to, they already said this. They said there will be a few people participating, and now
now 2 cents later they're here.
They're here. They're
behind
behind
you. Got here. In the time it took me to type that out, they just got here.
And they are way better at smoothing than you are, pal. And then it says, and then again they say it again. I think you needed some fucking awareness on what you're saying in your Craigslist post, by the way.
Track your thoughts, bud.
Average day is 2 nights. Again, we're looking to cover Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays, and to be a backup when possible. Yeah, we get it. There's backups. Please email me about yourself and how you see yourself as a steward in this setting. Let's see if we'd be a good crew together. Are we a crew, or am I alone?
Yeah.
Cleaning this shit.
Thank you. Can I be Yosemite Sam if that's who I see myself as a steward here?
I hope so. And then the post concludes, thank you, Ivana. And the conversation matches in the box as it did in the post. 70 for studio, apartment 100. It's a flat rate. And boy, oh boy, is it part-time.
How much you want to bet that Ivana's not her real name?
I think Ivana is. Oh, you mean like on their birth certificate?
Yeah. How much you want to bet that I'm Ivana?
I'm actually going to say Ivana is actually not that weird of a name in the circles that in the orbits of Santa Cruz. I think Ivana is actually pretty tame.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. You could have gone for like an animal name
or plant name.
Something arboreal.
Something arboreal, extremely elm, just elm. I knew a guy whose name was Elrond.
Really?
Straight up. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, everybody called him El because, like, what a ridiculous fucking name.
Because like,
but his name was Elrond
after
the Lord of the Elves or whatever.
Oh wow.
So I'm just saying that's why I think Ivana is Ivana. Yeah.
I feel like if you name your kid Ivana, she's gonna end up being this person though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some names you just can't shake off at all in life.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. If there's more than three of the same vowel, we got 3 A's here. Then I think, yeah, you're leaning Santa Cruz, maybe Bend, Oregon situation.
Oh, so you think they moved there after they named their kid? Because they're like, fuck. All right.
I just think you're going to land here. The kid, whether they're born in Santa Cruz or not, Ivana is landing in Santa Cruz at some point.
Okay, that's fair.
And it could just be for a little while. It could just be, I'm just renting some Airbnbs for a while before I move into my tech position at Facebook or something.
I'm just going to email her back and be like, fine, I believe this is your name.
I feel like Ivana is also a steward of this Airbnb that's being paid like twice as much.
It sure seems like it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ivana is the steward who purchased the Airbnb and is now stewarding you not a lot of money. This is cleaning an Airbnb. And we have overcomplicated it by a large number, I would say. So I'm going to say, fuck this place because I've met Ivana before. I haven't met this one, but I've met him, and I don't want to hang out with them, let alone for sure get bossed around about the fucking fluffing, polishing, smoothing, and adjusting that I'm doing. Adjusting, bro.
That leaves a lot open to interpretation.
Yeah. I'm out because I don't trust anyone that pitches my imagination to me as a perk of what the job's gonna be.
What if you thought about anything while you're here?
Yeah. I use my imagination plenty at my job now. It takes me a lot of dark places. All right, you're not selling me on this is gonna be tight when you use it here.
Yeah, I live in a perpetual cage, and I don't need any help.
No thanks on this,
Trevor.
Yeah, I would say fuck this to this job. Definitely.
Yeah. Great.
Ivana is like spiritually focused and unvaccinated. I guarantee that.
Oh yeah. That is truly the dark side of the like wellness. I'll call it the black hole, because because you can come out on the other side for sure and be a better person, or you could just stay there, And
you think like the dark side of like lemon, apple, ginger or whatever? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. The dark side of making your own kombucha. The dark side of using jars as glasses for a real long time. You ever, I don't want to get into it. It bothers me a lot. Okay. So we're going to move on. Fuck that place. Post number 2, I hope it's a little more straightforward. And it says, help me build ponds and waterfalls. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this town. Aptos?
Aptos.
Aptos, thank God.
Aptos, yeah.
So this is not Santa Cruz exactly. It's like, it's just outside.
Just outside of Capitola. Capitola is nice, I think.
I'm sure it's nice, I'm sure it's nice for 36 hours. There are 3 pictures. Oh, we're on the third one. There are 3 pictures, and you guessed it. These are waterfalls. Picture number 1. This honestly doesn't look like a built waterfall. This looks like a creek.
Yeah.
That someone took a picture of, but that could be part of the majesty.
Yeah. This is like an opening sketch. It's like, this is kind of, you get it.
Just take a hose to the hillside.
Yeah. It does look a little bit like
causing erosion.
It looks like erosion. Yeah. I wouldn't say this looks particularly crafted. Like I don't see a lot of succulents or anything. Like there is just plant on one side, but it does look like, like you just took a hose to a hillside. Picture number 2, I would say it's a touch more like somebody built this. And the truth is, if I could afford either one of these, I'm not sure I would want number 2 because we all know it's fake as well. But it is more of like how people make those waterfalls where it comes off like a flat rock and just goes like straight down. And then the water is that's what it looks like. It looks like there's a bunch of rocks that somebody put there. Fair?
It feels like it's a lot of fucked up foliage around there for like for like, I'd be pissed if that's what you built me.
Yeah, that's true. And so far, we have not seen a lot of manicured.
Some dead grass there. I don't know. It's like,
Well, you know, this.
why'd you throw in the dead grass?
This could be a naturescape. Yes, you're right. In the foreground, we do have what appears to be, you know, this could be extremely natural, like all, what's the word? Native plants, you know, that could be their aesthetic, which could be very, you know, Santa Cruz area. And then image number 3, I'd say it's the most manicured of all. And it's like, if it honestly looks like if you took a bunch of ring pops, I'm talking like they're faceted, fake faceted of ring pop, and you just set a bunch of ring pops down and made them all rock colored, and then had a bunch of water go over that.
I was thinking this looks like the set of like, remember that show Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
It looks like a set of that.
Like a Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one's for sure designed, and you can see like a potted plant on the left side. It's in a pot. And some other like maybe more controlled
foliage.
I should also note that this picture is from 2016. It says,
the other one was 2019. These are marked like they're like evidence in like the fucking murder case. You know?
They do have a vibe of like, where's the bones?
Yeah.
So yes, those are the pictures.
I think this contractor might be more of a pond man, judging by this work.
Sure.
That might be where his expertise lies.
Yeah, for sure. He says, help me build ponds and waterfalls because I only know ponds. And I do waterfalls, but it always goes haywire. Okay. And the post begins. Not a lot of text here. It says, if you have landscaping skills, e.g., plumbing, electrical, grading, rock retaining walls, I will teach you how to build ponds and waterfalls. That sounds nice. I will not teach you landscaping skills.
Oh, fuck.
So you must have landscaping experience to be considered. Send a brief. Oh, good.
I'll say, do you think a lot of people showed up and were like, this is the landscaping class, right? Like what? To the point where he's like so pissed that it kept happening to him.
Yeah, this person's got some major baggage around the excited to work, but don't know a lot about landscaping set. And then the ad concludes with send a brief resume that defines your skills and experience. And then it adds, put some effort into it. Fuck you, buddy.
Everything tells me this man has been on a long search for his Padawan.
Yeah. And then it ends with Joseph. I guess that's the thing in maybe the Santa Cruz Craigslist. There's a lot of people signing their names because they really stand by what they say. They shouldn't, but they do. And then the compensation in the compensation box is $20 plus per hour.
I think it means that like at least $20, maybe more an hour, but it sounds like he's going to give you a flat $20 to build an entire waterfall and then maybe something else per hour. Too.
And then be real mad at you that you didn't understand retaining walls.
Swim in the pond for free.
Yeah. If he said it, it would be $20 plus per hour. But yeah, it does look like it's just $20 and then maybe some more. And it is
maybe
full-time.
You put some effort into that, Joseph, into the compensation box.
Put some effort into it. I do think that sentence, you know, maybe not that sentence, but that sentiment comes into Joseph a lot. You know, like if you're got a wheelbarrow full of rocks and you're on your way and you're just going not that fast, he'll be like, hey, pick it up, man. You know, I do think that's a Josephism for sure.
Yeah. I'm immediately, no thanks. I don't know how to do this. I also feel as though if I ask a question, he might interpret it as me asking about landscaping and get mad.
Right. If you're just like, do you want this rock over there? And he's like, God damn it. You've got a landscape. You got a landscape, Nick.
I feel like you could fake it though. You know what I mean? Just watch a couple YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Say you've had landscaping experience.
I would guess that actually a few people have done that. And this is where Joseph's real baggage comes from. It's like eventually he does have to tell you like, hey, if you're going to put sod down, you have to put it like roots down first or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. He's like, let me see your search history. Like he goes through your phone to make sure you weren't watching landscaping videos.
Although I would like to point out, I understand this person is asking for landscaping skills. Okay. And just on a, you know, if someone were to just gun to my head and someone said, hey, what are landscaping skills? I would say shoveling dirt, moving gravel, like putting in planters, putting in like little logs. The list that Joseph provides is plumbing, electrical, grading, sure, and rock retaining walls. It seems to me like, I don't know, plumbing feels pretty hardcore. When it comes, like, am I just avoiding plumbing? That's no problem.
I feel like smoothing would be more appropriate for this advertisement.
Smoothing. We need some adjusting, Joseph.
Do you think he's like, I will not teach you landscaping skills because I do not know what that is.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Yeah. Very aggressive because he's a pond guy and barely a waterfall guy. Yeah, I don't think I'm also kind of like, what's the market here for ponds and waterfalls? I'm sure there's people who need them, in like the Santa Cruz region, right? But it's not like there's that many what I would consider to be rich people who want ponds and waterfalls who need them like new. You know what I mean? Like you put one in a house, it's there, right?
I feel like if anything, you'd want to like get rid of a pond.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, we're trying to lose this pond. It's full of scum.
More yard.
Yeah. Full of a bunch of fish that I don't even. You can't eat them, and they're just fat and they're getting gross.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna say no, but I wish I could help you. I honestly like this guy. Seems like the job seems actually like it might be cool. Like if Joseph didn't suck, this could be a nice. I'm not gonna say a nice time, but like. You're not responsible for someone's entire yard. You're just building a pond or a waterfall, So that to me sounds like maybe all right. Like you're kind of like a specialist, but if this guy's gonna be an asshole from the minute I speak to him.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not like helping him build like his competition pond against his ex-wife or whatever that he's going to talk about nonstop, yelling at me about Brenda or whatever.
Yeah. Brenda was the name I was going to pick.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, same. No.
Trevor.
Yeah, I'd have to say no to that one too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
but do we have to pick one? Does
that
mean that we should have picked mystery spot?
Well, this is just like regular Craigslist in the sense of like, you don't have to pick anything. I mean, sometimes you do have to pick something eventually, but there's a lot of no's before you hit the yes, and you only need one. So fuck this place. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Trevor, what is the first job you ever had?
First job I ever had was when I was 16. I worked in a warehouse that had landscaping supplies. Yeah, I know, exactly.
Nice,
That's why I thought I could like parlay my way into that.
Oh no, you can
job.
cheat your way in, easy peasy. Like the difference between a bag of one thing. I don't even know what the bags are. Soil and
sod.
A
lot of sod. We basically just like delivered to landscapers all around the county. So I drove a flatbed truck and a forklift and all that fun stuff.
That sounds fun. I mean,
it was okay.
Okay,
Yeah. I've had subsequently had worse jobs than that. So
yeah.
Is that were you said you're 16, right? Were you the youngest person at that job?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Was it a lot of ball busting from older guys there?
Kind of. They were really kind of crappy people though, so I didn't really accept that from them.
Yeah.
Like even at a young age, I'm like, nah, you don't really have the credibility to be saying any of that stuff.
like they were douchebags, or you could tell they were shitty at living.
They were just kind of shitty at living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm still a teenager. Like things are going okay.
Yeah, I haven't fucked this up yet at all.
Yeah. What got you into that?
My friend hooked me up with the job. My older friend, I think he was like 21. And he's
that's an older friend.
Yeah, I hung out with a lot of older kids like when I was in high school because they could like get us alcohol and Occasionally have sex with you, which was cool.
Yeah, major perks.
They just hook it up, man. You know, older kids just hook it up.
Yeah. They're very questionable high school mentors for sure.
Yeah. So your job was like, or orders would come in, and then you like, did you have like a regular, like regulars, like regular drop off points, or was it kind of just like delivery everywhere? Because you would go to the job site.
Delivery everywhere. Yeah, the guys that came in were regulars, all the landscapers and stuff, but. Then they just sent you all over the place. A lot to San Jose too, which you have to drive this highway called Highway 17, which is like the most dangerous highway in California.
Oh, really?
And I had just got my license driving like, you know, a 24-foot flatbed truck, just trying not to take out families the entire time.
Is it super windy or like narrow?
Super windy.
Yeah. So, and they were just like, see ya, man, it's cool. You got like 1 million pounds of rock in there. Like, it's fine. What do we give a shit about?
Kiss their rosary and just send me on my way for sure.
And so you were mostly delivering to job sites. So if there was a Joseph out there who was like, I need a bunch of rock.
I might have met Joseph in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's quite possible.
No, he's definitely still in the game. However long he's been in the game, he's still in it.
45 years plus season.
Yeah.
He's been working on that same pond for a long time.
Did you just trying to get it real deep? Just one, like maybe like the size of like a kiddie pool, you know, like just like 6 foot radius, but just deep.
Entire families have moved in and grown up and left in the time he's been working on that pond.
For the deliveries, like, did you run it? Like, did you have to interact with customers a lot?
A little bit, but it was mostly just driving around in the truck, and I don't know. I started figuring out that I could just take off and like go do my own stuff.
Okay,
nice.
It took a while to catch on to that one.
So, like for instance, you would say you would load the truck up and be like, oh, I'll just go wherever the fuck I want, and then I'll drop the stuff off, or like you literally fucked off completely.
I'd fuck off for a couple of hours for sure. Go like take a nap in the truck.
Nice.
And, you know what I mean? Just go get fast food and hang out.
How did you figure that out? Was it just on your own, or did you learn
eventually they caught on. They started like following me around and stuff.
Really? They started following you?
The boss like started like tracking me in his truck.
Oh, really?
That's
like
hilarious.
As a kid, like you're just like, I don't know, this is like normal job stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
My girlfriend was like, no, you're in trouble. Like this is not good.
Yeah, your boss doesn't follow you around like T1000, like following you across town.
Wait, boss doesn't have one red glowing eye that you can see, and he drives with his headlights
just
off?
Appears in like a big like ball of lightning every morning, just totally nude. Unexplained how shredded he is. I don't know why he's so shredded. Wait, so you're just kind of fucking off, which I kind of think that you should be entitled to a little bit if you have a driver's job, where it's like if you can get A to B to C to D done and still have enough time to nap, then you kind of earned it. I don't, you know. So how long into that before you realized you were being followed?
Yeah.
It took me about 2 or 3 months. I think it took them about 2 or 3 months to figure out that I was just napping in different parts of Santa Cruz and San Jose.
So, and did you recognize your boss's truck when he's following you?
Yeah, well, one of the other employees like tipped me off. My friend, he's just like, dude, Brian is like tracking you down.
Yeah, he's like,
but he was really bad at it. Like I could still lose him just even on accident.
That's so fucking funny. Like he knows where you're going, sort of. I mean, I know that you can fuck off and take a right or something, but like,
yeah, dude. It's also so funny that your buddy is just like such a solid dude. He's just like he's like, dude, Trev, hey, the boss is following you. You got to watch your back, man. Also, here's a case of beer, and also got this girl. She can give you a blowjob after work. So I'm just like, you're the greatest friend I've ever had.
Have a good Wednesday, buddy. Yeah. The greatest person I've ever met.
Yeah, dude, you're a true god amongst men.
We're still friends on Facebook.
Nice. Okay, so did your boss ever confront you? Like, did he ever, or was it just a thing that you just knew you were being tracked?
No, because I kind of caught on, and then it became like a little game of like cat and mouse for a couple weeks. And then eventually I figured, you know what I mean? I was kind of sick of like feeling like someone was watching me at all times. So
doesn't feel good. Yeah.
Took less naps.
It's hard to sleep. Yeah.
It's hard to sleep when you're positive that you're being searched for.
So did you walk like the straight and narrow after that, or did you quit, or what'd you do?
I quit.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 16, it's just like that's too much.
So what's the total? What's the total time? You said like 6 months.
Yeah, I was there maybe like 7 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I was butting heads with the boss, and I don't know, it was just a whole lot going on. It was all men working there, and I decided I didn't want to have that environment anymore.
Yeah.
Well, how about one female, just like one person, like switch up the perspective in here.
Yeah.
Were you knocking heads with your boss over whether he was following you or not? Or what?
Partially, he was just a weird guy. He was just kind of a stickler.
Yeah.
Just a strange guy. I remember I failed my drug test.
Like,
I thought I had passed it
Cruz,
initially. Yeah, I know. And he was 16. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I'd taken one of those drinks from like a head shop that's like grape flavor that's supposed to like cleanse out your whole system and everything. That's like in hindsight clearly doesn't work at all. But I had initially passed the drug test supposedly, but then like 5 months in, my boss called me in and told me that I had failed it. And
from 5 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. And I had to take another one, which there was no way I was going to pass.
Right, because you did not prep time.
Part of the reason I left. But it was super awkward. He was trying to like get like buddy with me about it. He's like, "Hey man, I get it. My dad smoked weed." I'm like, "What
the fuck, dude?" That's like a
dad in here, man. I wish your dad was my boss, man.
That's like someone who's been trying to become president and they're like, "My dad was a coal miner." Listen, I know weed. My dad did it. I worked in the mines of being cooler than me.
Hey,
I get it, man. My dad was a lot cooler than I am.
Everyone liked my dad, and he just kind of walks away, like he never finishes his thought.
Well, me and your dad are both disappointed in his son. I don't know.
Okay, so that's whack as shit. Okay, so he sits on a supposed failed drug test for 5 months and then comes over to you and is like, "Oh, crazy. Can you, I'm going to ambush you with another drug test." All
For all I know, I might have passed the first one and he was just lying. I
think you probably definitely passed.
Prove or disprove that.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who like lived through the 60s.
He was a 70s guy for sure.
Yeah. You know, like he lived through the time when it was the best time to do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Weird, sober guy. And he was way into all that classic rock too. Like he would make handmade t-shirts of the band Kansas in his garage.
Okay. Wow.
And wear them. Yeah, like multiple ones. It'd be like the same shirt, but like different colors.
Oh my God. He's just kind of always humming that.
And every time he shows that.
Oh, for sure.
He just shows the shirt to his dad. And he's like, "See, Dad, I'm cool." His dad's like, "No, you're fucking not."
His dad's just like, "You know how much weed you could have bought? All the money you're putting into your t-shirt company in your garage."
It was so strange. I'm like, "Can we just listen to like Zeppelin or something at least?" He's like, "No, Zeppelin, Queen,
Wow.
Bachman Turner Overdrive, buddy." Like it was just the worst of the 70s music that he was obsessed with.
Dude, like
just that one Dancing in the Moonlight song.
Constantly
one
in the warehouse every day. It was bad.
Dude, so it's also super weird that he's such a stickler for control and like drug tests or whatever, but he has found the time to leave his job every day to follow you because he heard or whatever that you weren't doing, that you were napping or whatever. Like it's like,
how did he
how
figure
much
that
work
out?
is not getting done because he's not there?
Yeah.
On his sleuthing trip after the 16-year-old employee.
I mean, do you think he just did the math and was like, he's coming back later than he should?
I think so. Yeah. I think like all the trips that were supposed to take 2 hours when they took 5 and
try
to blame it on traffic and someone built a pond in front of the road. Santa Cruz excuses.
It's just waterfall after waterfall.
Yeah. No, this guy sounds weak as shit, and his t-shirt company sounds trash. So
I weren't even tie-dyed.
Okay.
Wow. And you just quit. You didn't show up anymore. You just
I just quit one day, and like the way you would, I just didn't show up at all.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
He's shown you no respect. So
to hell with him. Are you good, Chase?
I'm good.
All right, cool. Okay, Trevor, that was your first job. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job I ever had was probably the job after that. I went to work at Quiznos. So I decided to step up in the world, make a little foray into fast food.
Wow, this is good because we had a guest on a while back now. We had David Liu on, who is an adamant Quiznos defender. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, not
so-
of working there at all, just of their sandwiches.
well, just of and their lore, but
Yeah, and their lore. Yeah, and their traditions, customs, and people. Yeah, huge fan of the culture.
He might be the only person keeping them afloat at this point. I feel like
it sounded like he is. Yeah,
Like
when we talked to him, it sounded like it.
Quiznos is on life support 100%. When I worked there, that was the heyday. You know what I mean? So it was like, I know you're technically still around, but it's like Orlando and Dubai. And that's like king of the world in the 90s.
So was it immediately after you just like walk straight out of there and there was another Quiznos right next door? Did you have another fucking awesome friend that hooked you up for the job? Oh, here's a winning lottery ticket. And also you can have this job.
Nah, that one I took a couple months off just to kind of just be a kid, you know what I mean, essentially. But then I ran out of money pretty quick. So had to get the job at Quiznos. But that one was, I don't know. It was just rough. That's really just rough. The people that come in there, and this was in Watsonville, California, so it's a little rougher part of town. It was just it was a lot.
A lot of people who are doing landscaping coming off the job trying to get a real fast sub is my guess.
So it's just the customers are shitty, and are also the coworkers are shitty, or
the coworkers were shitty for sure. Because it's just like people that work there, you can't get good people to work there. Essentially, if you were a good person, you wouldn't be working there.
Correct.
I put myself in that camp as well at that time.
Yeah, and if you find out that you're a good person, then you leave. You're like, I bet you I could work the same set of skills, but somewhere more enjoyable than this.
You're like, maybe I shouldn't be on the Suicide Squad. You're just like,
Maybe I'll do my own thing. So you just applied?
Just applied, yeah. Got a job day one. The guy was just like, anybody warm body, get in here. Here's your riser valve. Start slicing.
Yeah, here's the key to the safe. Here you go. Here's your Quiznos pistol. Keep that on your side at all times.
Your Quiznos pistol. It's like a flare gun. I mean, it is a gun, you know.
And that was also the only time I ever saw the owner. He never came back in at all. It was like Lord of the Flies in there. It was crazy.
Yeah. Really? Oh, so
wait, what do you think? You think he like parked his car in his garage and like left it running?
To find that Quiznos
dead for 5 months. Like, nobody gets the checks. I don't know. It's weird.
We just been running this Quiznos rogue.
Yeah. He just like, he went back to like whatever demon he sold his soul to. And he's like, I fulfilled the 5 positions needed. Like, let me die now.
Well, it's like adulterer, rapist, Quiznos owner.
I mean, that is like, theoretically, that's the pitch, right? If you are going to own a Quiznos of like, I mean, I'm surprised that you spoke to the owner, not like some manager or something.
I feel like that is the pitch. It's like, set it and forget it.
Absolutely. It doesn't even matter if you have good people in there. Like
no, and
the customers, and the customers will berate them until they make a sandwich. Like they don't need a good manager. They need just the worst people in the world to come in and start shouting the things that are behind them on the menu and to insist that none of the things that you're making for them is what they wanted. And there you go. Then you get the sandwich. You don't need a manager.
They need to test like how thick is your skin? Like that should be the test to work at a fast food restaurant, just be like them yelling at you, like calling you a bitch or whatever that happens. That's what you're dealing with. Getting called stupid for not being able to make a sandwich or whatever, you know?
Yeah. So, so was that, well, I mean, what you said it was Lord of the Flies. Was there anybody in charge? Were there, there had to have been like a shift lead or something, right?
There was a shift lead, but they were on meth. So
oh fuck.
Just, very lax.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there was like employees like smoking meth in the bathroom and getting into fist fights with customers in the parking lot.
Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was smoking weed in the walk-in and like stealing fivers, and I was probably the best employee they had.
Holy shit.
So wait, these fights in the parking lot, I assume they originated in the Quiznos, and then they said, let's take this outside, pal.
Yeah, let's get on the same side of the counter and settle this.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's what about a chicken bacon ranch right now.
This is a fucking aioli, okay? This isn't just red mayonnaise. Who won those fights?
Mostly my coworker.
Yeah.
It was always this one guy. Yeah.
Well,
He was
one
just
guy
like-
who was regularly fighting customers.
yeah.
Do you remember his
Like
name?
3 or 4 times, Carlos.
Carlos, dude.
Yeah.
Carlos throwing down at the Quiznos.
Shout out to Carlos.
Dude, shout outs.
Yeah, he would come in and like work the rest of his shift with like a shirt like all torn, like neck hanging down.
Yeah, you know how when someone gets in a fight and their neck's all red because someone just grabbed it really hard, or someone just punched him straight in the neck. Yeah,
dude, it's also super funny thing he wouldn't take off his shirt for that fight. You know, it's his work shirt. Like, just take it off. Why are you
take off your Quiznos polo?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
An intimidation factor, man. They know you got nothing to lose with that Quiznos shirt on.
You want that? You want that green?
Like
what color are those? Like green and red. Anyway,
it's like in an old Super Nintendo like side scroller fighting game, how they're all just dressed in weird outfits. You know, it's like and here comes the Quiznos crew all out to fight you in the parking
still wearing
lot.
the visor. Mm-hmm. So he won a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And the crazy thing, no one ever called the cops. It was just like,
right.
They were like, it was like you whooped me fair and square. Like,
well, that makes sense.
Can I still get those pop chips?
Yeah. Can I get a refill on that Sierra Mist, please? Wait. I do think it's pretty great that it's like Wild West rules. Like it's like
there's some honor there.
Yeah. It's like you kicked my fucking ass. And I will say, if you're the type of person who agrees to a fight in a Quiznos parking lot, it's like if you be the worst you'd be the even worse to snitch on the fact that you egged on a fight, agreed to a fight, and then lost a fight. And then decided to call the cops.
It's he's just like, all right, you whooped me fair. You don't have to break that 20 after all. That's so funny that then they just go back to the transaction and just try to this commercial break where they beat each other up in the parking lot.
They're fighting during the time that the sub is in the warmer.
Yeah. You got a minute and 15 seconds.
We wrap it and we roll. I said no ice.
So does Carlos have a lot of shirts? Like there's no shirts? Or does he come in and it's like, whoa, did you get in a fight? He's like, no, this is from the other day. I only have the 3 shirts or whatever.
Somehow I think we just kept giving them out.
Yeah. My guess is if what was Carlos one of the managers?
No, he was
he's just a regular meth
sandwich
guy.
artist. Yeah.
Just a regular artist trying to get by.
Yeah.
Because I'm just imagining again, if we have a person who's doing meth and is the manager, like they're probably pretty willing to hand out freebie shirts. There's a box of shirts. They're all XXL or whatever. You know what I mean? So they hand them out at, it's like, oh, Carlos lost a shirt again. Well, he was fighting for us. So
this one's pre-stretched out for you.
Yeah.
The neck is just shoulder width, basically.
We started giving him like tearaway pants and just like tearaway windbreaker outfits.
I'm gaining a lot of respect for Carlos.
Carlos.
I did too, to be honest. He was a cool guy.
Were you I assume most of the time the issue was between Carlos and the person. It wasn't like you, for instance, put the wrong cheese on and then passed it down, and then Carlos decided to defend. It was mainly a Carlos. It was them and Carlos. It was the
I didn't have to facilitate Carlos. So he was taking care of biz on his own.
Nice. So Carlos, that's one employee. Is Carlos smoking meth or these other people smoking meth?
Actually, he wasn't. Yeah, it was. Okay. The manager Gabriel, his sister.
Great.
Yeah, it was good times.
You love
Gabriel and his sister,
a brother and his sister.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
In the handicap bathroom.
Oh, dude.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like the walk-in was for like weed. You know what I mean? Like it's just like there is a door in front of you, no lock. If you're going for straight up meth, like have a lock at least. You know?
Yeah.
Those are the Quiznos rules.
Yeah, no one wants to see you like laying down on the ground in there or whatever.
It's like an opium den.
Yeah. There's always pillows everywhere. What the shit? What are weird blankets?
So those are 2 people that are smoking meth. Is anybody else smoking meth, or are they're the main perpetrators?
Those were the main perpetrators for sure.
Okay, how many people are on shift there? You say? Give it
5.
5. Okay, so wow.
So many people.
So so that's 4. There's you, and you just like respectfully speaking, you suck as an employee, but in a reasonable sense.
In a sort
like
of tame, predictable.
You're just like, you're a kid employee. But these these people are all committing crimes, so, assaults and drug use. Like so you got maybe one other person left
to hold it down.
To hold it down, right? Maybe you've got one person to lean on there, if that.
Yeah, the only other person that worked there was this mom who was a illegal immigrant, and she was just like she was the normal person.
Yeah, she hold it down.
Essentially.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just circumstances like, she had to put up with everybody else.
Yeah, she was like, "Wow, America."
Yeah, I'm so glad I made it.
This is still probably better from where I left.
I feel that way about fast food restaurants, though. If you like go to a fast food restaurant and there's no immigrants at all working there, go to a different one.
It's a bad place. It's a bad place. There's a lot of drugs in that place, I think. So she held it down. I mean, obviously, I assume she just kept her head down. She was never like, Carlos, no. It was just like, look, I'm just the cashier or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't want anybody else to come in here but customers, if that's okay.
How long were you there for?
I was there for maybe like about the same amount of time, 7 or 8 months, I'd say.
Okay, that's a good haul.
That's a long time to stick it out at a place like that.
For sure. I had low self-esteem, so it was kind of like
my own personal
like better horizons for yourself. Necessarily.
Well, it was also your second job, so how much context you have? You're like,
just felt good to be not being stalked by the boss. Essentially,
I want to leave this weirdo classic rock sausage fest, and you show up and like, well, there's fights, but nobody follows me home.
Yeah, there's a girl here. There's that illegal immigrant, and then what's her name passed out over there. So. Diverse.
I assume you had regular customers, or maybe you didn't.
Yeah, we did for sure. It was just like the same people that come in because it was in like a giant shopping complex. So it was a lot of like Target employees and Cricket Wireless employees and all that.
I'm getting an idea where you were. Cricket Wireless.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Never underestimate, I think, the amount of employees of other businesses that will go to the nearby fast food, or in particular sandwich shop, because like it's sustainable. Like I can keep going to Quiznos. I don't like it, but like you'll keep going because it's like it's walking distance from this Target, and it's also not in the Target. I
actually got a job at that Target, and I got fired on the first day, and then I went and took the job at Quiznos instead.
Oh
no shit!
Oh shit!
Man,
and it was just, and that one wasn't even my fault. It was just a mess up of like the hiring manager. I guess I showed up the first day to orientation, and everyone was supposed to have like all this paperwork filled out, but they never gave it to me. And they're like,
just
"You don't have it,
fuck you, kid."
They basically were just like, "Oh, you don't have your paperwork?" And I was like, "No." And they kind of like whispered you to the other, and they're just like, "You're fired." I was like, "Oh, all right."
Jesus.
Oh shit.
Well, Trevor, I could see how you may have you had hope. You had little hope for a little better. You're like, maybe I could work at a Target. And then they were like, you're a piece of shit, you dumb idiot. And then you're like, where?
Well, I'm going on to the other side of this wall.
Yeah. Where can I be a piece of shit, dumb idiot? Like, you walk into Quiznos as a guy is running out to fight someone. You're like, I think maybe this is my home.
They're assembling a boxing ring outside. For this fight.
So I guess that also understands again why you had a little bit of a loss, right? That you wanted to kind of hold on to the Quiznos job, even though it was probably, you knew it was fucking garbage. You were like, yeah, but I got fired from the last job and I never even started. So, I do need this, I need
it's just
this
one of those things. Like when you're young, it's just like, you just want to get in and have
you want something to stick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what's it like going next door to the place you wanted to work at?
Standing on them. My visor. We get these shirts for free. You got to bring your own.
Was it like, I assume at a certain point, the stimulus of the Quiznos was completely overwhelming. So you didn't really think about, you kind of forgot the time that you considered working at Target. But like, I would imagine at least the first few shifts, you're kind of like, there's where I wanted to go. And this is who I actually am.
Yeah, I feel like either of those is like a lateral move. Neither of them is
sure. Yeah, not a huge step up.
A glamour job for sure.
Yeah, but I would imagine the Target job would be, get quieter.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm guessing there was some yelling,
more structure, for sure,
and a little less meth. possibly meth, but probably more hidden.
I think, let's say less traceable meth.
Yeah,
certainly not.
Find out later.
Right next to me, meth.
Yeah, yeah. Like, don't come in here. I'm doing meth. You know.
Man, that is intense, Trevor. That is an intense environment.
I look back on it fondly, though. I do. It was
yeah.
My boss was bummed when I left too.
I'm sure. So wait, who's the boss that was bummed?
Well, I just had to send him an email because I never saw him again after. He was the franchisee. He was the franchisee owner.
Got it.
Oh, whoa. So
I'm just surprised. I'm truly surprised that he didn't put somebody between him and the Quiznos. You know, like just literally any of those people, even if they're doing a bad job.
I think it was just making money. Like I said, that was just like the heyday of Quiznos. It was just like stacking money.
So it was super busy.
Yeah, super busy.
And
and there's still time to fight in the parking lot.
That's the best time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
I guess
these people can wait.
Yeah.
We're headed out. I'll see you in the parking lot.
Trial by combat, sir, outside.
Correct. And everybody else can just like turn and watch.
They just did actually.
Yeah. Eating your sandwich, I'd watch. Yeah. Wait, so what is
dinner
your
and a show?
Like?
It's like medieval times.
Exactly. What is your manager like? So when he's not doing meth with his sister or whatever.
He was just kind of like this flamboyant gay guy that just hanging out. I don't know. He was just a weird guy. I don't know.
But he was like cool, like tolerable, or
he was cool. I get along with people pretty well in general. So like you have to be pretty big piece of shit for me to not get along with you.
Yeah, especially at work.
Like you got a high tolerance.
Yeah, I'm always that way in like my girlfriend's like friends group. There's always like some guy that everyone like fucking hates, and I'm like, really? I like that guy.
Cool. Carlos? He tried to fight me, but
it was cool. He had good reason.
He had a good reason. He thought I took one of his fries. And this is the era of Quiznos when Quiznos was toasting subs and Subway wasn't.
Yeah, which is the worst flex.
Yeah,
I feel like ever. Like you put your sandwich next to a heat source. I don't know. I just don't.
I mean, it does make us. It does make it better, you know.
Yeah.
By how much? Hard to say.
He's like, we'll put your sandwich on the engine of a car, huh? Right?
But that it also makes sense why it was busy and why, even though there were obvious fights, why the customers kept coming back. It's like this is where I get toasted subs.
It was like the play. It was like when Krispy Kreme came around for the first time. You know, it was just like a cultural phenom.
Yeah.
Our training video was hosted by Jay Leno, so they had some money at the time.
Wow, Jay Leno. Wow.
What is Jay Leno telling you about making sandwiches?
The order, everything, how to put the sauce, all that. Like
really,
he wasn't like reenacting it, but
right.
he was narrated. He would like they show up like in a Model T at the beginning and like get out.
And then like
fucking Jay Leno.
Like it cuts to, and it becomes like voiceover, but it's like a very bad Jay Leno impressionist, like doing the rest of it.
Now you're gonna want it, like so kind of like don't put on too much mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his voice sounds like anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember anymore.
I'm okay with that. That is wild that they had that the entirety of the organization had the cash to pay Jay Leno to like be like, hello. I mean, that's like pay, even at that time, especially Jay Leno was Jay Leno at that. That's like paying Ellen right now to do anything. If Ellen introduced your sandwiches to you.
And I feel like every employee could like give a fuck about Jay Leno. Like
correct.
90% of the employees are like straight out of juvie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, Jay Leno wasn't the coolest guy to be introducing sandwiches. I think that's super clear. Yeah, it was clearly for like the higher ups. They're just like, well, we have a training video with Jay Leno. Isn't that cool for me, the person who never watches it?
Yeah. Isn't that cool for whoever just thought of that right now? It's weird that they have Jay Leno money, but they don't have regular manager money. Just like
I think that's the reason that they had Jay Leno money.
Oh, you think they're cutting back?
Yeah, I think so. I think if I owned a Quiznos, I could do a better job than that guy did, because literally like he was there the day I got hired and never saw him again.
Yeah, but I agree that the set and forget it is the reason people owned Quiznos and other things. But also, now that you've given us, again, our it was David Liu, right? Who was
David
Lou's a big fan of eating Quiznos food. Now that you've given me just one snapshot of what happened inside of Quiznos, it does make more sense why they were a little short-lived.
But it also adds
right,
it adds to the lore.
Yeah, it does add to the lore.
If nothing else, that place is kind of fascinating.
It was the Wild West of sandwiches. People it was like a gold rush of sandwiches.
Yeah, Quiznos stormed into our hearts and just as quickly stormed out.
Yeah. Yeah. And Quiznos pop up just like gold rush towns. They're lawless. Everybody's, just clutching fists of money while they're punching each other in the face.
That old show Deadwood's actually based on Quiznos.
Sure.
That's what Deadwood was actually about, was Quiznos.
Yeah. It was just a new Quiznos in a Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. I hear there's a Quiznos out west now.
Man. All right. Well, Jesus. Trevor, we always ask 3 questions before the podcast is over, just to make sure we kind of covered some bases. Cool. So for question number 1 that we always ask is, for this bad job, when were you done and how did you quit? Like, when were you like, I do need to leave? Like, when is it like I've graduated parking lot fights, or like I'm done with it? And then how soon after that did you say like, okay, you sent the email and bounced?
I actually did a responsible way for that one. I lined up another job. I was moved up to busboy at a restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah. So nice. that was nice at the time. That was definitely like a step up. That actually was a step up.
Oh yeah. A little tip out
from Quiznos. Oh yeah, for sure. So I was stoked.
And again, there's people doing maybe meth in the restaurant, but again, they're usually cooler about it.
Oh, for sure.
And if you're a busboy, you're out front with customers most of the time. So, you don't have to like rub elbows with people who are just like tweaking.
Yeah. It was a lot better.
So you lined it up. Did you do like a 2-week notice? Or you just
I put my 2 weeks in. Okay. I put my 2 weeks in. Unlike the first job, I learned my lesson.
What a gentleman.
The good reference. He made me a counter offer. I think it was like $1 more or something like that.
Oh, wow. So this person really understands business.
Oh yeah.
To make
like, this guy's only been stealing like $20 a day from the register. Like, could you be CFO maybe?
Let's get this kid in charge.
Yeah. I like the cut of your jib, kid.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then question number 2, what would you say is one good thing you took from that very bad job?
Just being able to deal with people, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. You definitely must have developed a tolerance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like dealing with customers, you mean, or just people, including the people
just straight up people.
Yeah.
Other coworkers. I don't know. Like I said, it takes a lot to get under my skin. So I have beef with someone it's on for sure. We've gone far and beyond.
It's headed to the parking lot, maybe. So you say you would say your tolerance increased because of that job, or you already had that tolerance?
I feel like I already had it a little bit, but that definitely honed it to a knife point for sure.
Yeah, real strong. Yeah. Tempered blade. Okay, so question number 3, not related to that bad job. We've had a bit of a pandemic. We're sort of. We're not on the other side of it, but it's changing.
Yeah, I thought we were for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was a cool 3 weeks.
I got really happy for 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Like how you been? It's sort of just like a general check-in. Any like new? I mean, obviously you're a dad. I don't know if that changes like worldviews. That's just that. It's just like how you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like say that like when you become a parent, it's like this like crazy like life changing.
Is everything different now? Yeah.
Experience. Yeah, you just view everything through a different lens and like your amount of like love you have for it. Well, I feel the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like what those people are on about necessarily.
Well, it seems like you maybe had a pretty decent temperament before. So maybe
I think a lot of those people were like emotionally stunted and they just like finally like felt love for another person for the first time. And they maybe they were just mean people.
Yeah. They're like, what if they're just holding like a baby, like, what if I wasn't mean to this,
Yeah. It's funny too that like it didn't change your point of view because you have such a high tolerance for just like shittiness. Like you're just like, it takes a lot for my baby to make me hate him.
Oh, for sure.
Just like, but it's not because I like him. It's because I got a good temperament about myself. I've always had this.
It doesn't force me to listen to Kansas or
one of these days,
force me to wear a visor.
One of these days, your baby's going to be like, you know what? My dad smoked weed. Listen, I get it. Okay. So yeah, basically just, you're on the other side of it, doing all right.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I feel like it didn't affect me all that much. I worked through a lot of it too, so I didn't really miss out on a lot of socialization, where I feel like a lot of people were really missing that throughout the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah. Great. Well, Trevor, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
You can follow me on Instagram at Trevor Hill. Let's have the O as a 0. Some other Trevor Hill got in there on that one. But Twitter, the same thing, Trevor Hill. Yeah, for sure.
Great. And we'll put those links in the show notes. And we'll probably put a link to Bear City in there too. And thank you so much for joining us, Trevor. It's been great.
For sure. That was super fun. Appreciate you guys.
And fuck this place.
Fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know. Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.